Today I fucked up reading a manuscript my ex-girlfriend wrote. A few days ago I, 28 male, got an email from my ex-girlfriend, 25, with the subject line, "I did it thanks to you." The email had an attachment. The attachment was a manuscript. The manuscript was an autobiography written by my ex-GF. The title of the autobiography instantly took me back to the time when my ex-girlfriend and I were still dating. I was sexually inexperienced back in those days, whereas my ex-girlfriend had more than enough sexual experience. We enjoyed talking about past relationships and what the sex was like. It was never a thing in our relationship. Just casual conversation. My ex-girlfriend had more stories to tell and all of them were entertaining. I remember joking about how she should someday write a book. We laughed, made love, and a few months later, our relationship came to an end. It was sad, but alas, life continued. We're now back in the present. I finished reading the manuscript an hour ago. There were 72 chapters. Each chapter was about an individual person my ex-girlfriend had known sexually. No real names were mentioned. Only character labels. Like the surfer, the biker, the jock, the older man, etc. Some of the stories and characters I actually remembered based on the details my ex-girlfriend shared with me during our relationship. Others were totally new. But new or not, it was fun to read. Until I made it to chapter 39. My chapter. The turtle. Keep in mind, all the sexual partners my ex-girlfriend mentioned in her manuscript had something specific about them that made the sex memorable for her. For example, the surfer always smelled like the ocean, which never failed to turn her on. The biker had gang tattoos from the neck down, but the one tattoo that always made her rip his clothes off was his pet hamster tattoo. Then there was me. A guy who couldn't swim, let alone surf, no tattoos, and with practically zero sexual experience at the time. What was so memorable about me? Well, according to my chapter, the answer was my adorably small penis. My ex-girlfriend described how she had almost forgotten what it felt like not to choke during oral, before she met me. She compared my penis to the head of a baby turtle, thus my chapter and character name. Based on what I was reading, not only did I have the smallest penis compared to all the other people she's dated, but I also had the only penis that somehow managed to look too innocent for sex. It didn't come across as if my ex-girlfriend was purposefully trying to insult me, but come on, I think most people can understand what a sensitive topic penis size can be to any guy who's not hung like a horse. I still need to contact my ex-girlfriend and provide my feedback, but I'm gonna need some time to process what I read. It's not every day someone writes a book about your small dick. Welcome back. Insecurities I didn't think I would have at this age. TLR jokingly encouraged my ex-girlfriend to write a book about her adventurous sex life when we were still together. She wrote a manuscript years later and recently sent it to me. To my surprise and horror, I was in said manuscript, and so was my adorably small penis. I'm right there with you, friend. This hurt to read. Don't feel bad. Small or not, she still sucked it. Try not to worry about things you can't change. You just gotta work with what you have. When life gives you lemons, just say, "Fuck the lemons," and bail. She's cruel. At least usually turtles come last. Is someone who is writing a book on 72 people she fucked really worth worrying about? This sounds like the Amy Schumer of books. Today I fucked up by snorkeling without training, proper gear, and warm-up. Near-death experience. I, 27 male. I'm a big guy with a sedentary lifestyle. Went on a beach with my family the other day. My uncle and cousin asked if I wanted to snorkel with them. My overly confident self said yes and borrowed one of my cousin's snorkel gear while wearing my jean shorts. It went swimmingly, yep, for about 15 minutes or so, then they suggested to loose our life vest so that we can go deeper. I said yes without understanding that you need proper training to do this, and they've done it since they were children, not me. We proceeded without it and all of a sudden I found myself not being able to keep up. I tried swimming faster but suddenly water got into my snorkel. Fuck. I went up as fast as I could. I took the snorkel off and a wave hit me. We were about 70 meters away from the beach. Water was about 6 meters deep. I panicked. I tried yelling but more waves hit my face. My uncle and cousin couldn't hear me because they were ahead. I turned back and swam like there's no tomorrow to the beach. More waves hits me. And all of a fucking sudden with its impeccable timing. Cramps. Both of my calves are seizing. I don't know if it was adrenaline or luck. I managed to swim 50 meters to safety while having cramps on both legs. My uncle and Kausing went back shortly after realizing I was gone. I went on playing with sand for the rest of the day to calm my nerves. So please everyone, if you're going into the sea, have at least basic trainings and gears with you. Don't fuck around. Too long did not read. Overestimated my swimming ability. Went snorkeling without proper gear and training. Got cramps, almost died. Edit. I know wearing jean shorts to swim is stupid. That's why I'm here. And also thank you for the kind words. Some of you guys are really supportive. I really appreciate that. I decided not to give up snorkeling or scuba diving. Will definitely get a proper lesson and gear beforehand. Edit 2 Electric Boogaloo. Huge part of my FU was caused by my sedentary lifestyle. I found a good gym on my way back from work and gonna sign up tonight. Thank you guys. Edit 3. Both my uncle and cousin had fins. I'm starting to think either they really were unaware of the dangers or put me in harm's way on purpose. Glad you're okay. Swimming in open water can be terrifying. I've dealt with waves and currents and always figured as long as I have my snorkel, I can just lay there and breathe. Wrong. Last year in Greece, I was taking a shortcut across the bay. It hit me just how deep the water was, maybe 10 meters, and I could feel my mind and body starting to freak out. It was all mental, but my heart was racing and I felt like I couldn't catch my breath. Luckily, there was a boat anchored nearby. I made it to the boat and just hung on to the rope for about 10 minutes until I could calm down and finish the swim. You went swimming in jean shorts? Today I fucked up sending a FaceApp photo to my friend. This has happened recently and I really don't know what to think about my friend, but I guess I caused him to think like that. It's more like my friend's foo, but anyway. So I, 22M, was messing around with FaceApp doing funny faces and filters and wanted to use the female filter on my own face and ridiculously sent to my friend, 27M. We both laughed and impressed by the app because it was doing pretty well. My friend has a bit of incel thoughts in himself and gets angry when we talk about women and such, judging people by their looks and IQ level and blaming women for not having sex. Whenever I sent a girl filtered photo of myself, he afterwards said, "Can you send mine?" So I did and applied the same filter on my friend's face and sent him. He was so shocked and decided installing FaceApp on his phone and kept sending me his girl version faces and photos. I was finding a bit awkward because he's saying like, "OMG I'm so sexy," stuffs which seemed a bit sus. After a couple of hours later he told me that he doesn't need women anymore and he finally understands that his desire is not women, but himself, getting sexually interested in his filtered version because he thinks he's sexier than women. Also he said he will use Photoshop to make more realistic on his body and face, which sounded creepy. I think he's jerking off on his filtered version and thinking nothing but himself, revealing that he has a very narcissistic personality. Now I don't think I'm able to be friends anymore because he always mentions how he looks beautiful and sexy. Skull. Too long did not read. I sent a FaceApp photo of my friend's face. He lost his interest in women and decided to get interested in himself and jerk off on his girl filtered version photos. Excuse me, what? Look on the bright side, it sounds like you cured an incel. So the problem wasn't that he had incel tendencies, but rather that he's self-absorbed? The red flags were there from the jump. That sounds like some really weird super repressed stuff that you find in trans people who don't want to admit it to themselves. Source. Am trans myself. Have seen some shit. He's about to turn into Buffalo Bill. Sounds like the story of the origin of the word narcissist. Today I fucked up by trying to kiss a girl an hour into our date. Beware cringe ahead. Actually happened last night. So I've been talking with this girl for 2 weeks over a dating app and text MSG. Things were going well. I felt like we were both very interested in each other and we always had a lot to talk about. We talked pretty much every day through those 2 weeks. Last night we had our first date. It started off good, I felt like. We went to get some ice cream and talked for a little bit. Then after that she wanted to go ride a Ferris wheel. My caveman-ass brain thought, Ferris wheel equals smooch, because IDK that's what I see in movies and shit. So we get on, I put my arm around her and we talk for a little bit, then I just blurt out, "Is it alright if I kiss you?" She said no, that's weird, and I quickly apologized. Yes, I know it's super cringe, but this was only my 3rd date ever and I get kind of anxious when it comes to this kind of stuff. I'm horrible at picking up hints and knowing when it's appropriate to move forward with things. I went out with a girl a month before this and we had 2 dates. I didn't flirt with her or try to kiss her or hold her hand at all because I didn't want to seem weird. However, later after those dates I realized that she might have wanted me to do that. She had kept smelling her breath and touching my hand and stuff. I guess with this most recent girl I got kind of anxious because I didn't want to make the same mistake of not being flirty enough, but ended up coming on way too strong and ended up being creepy. I sent her a text this morning apologizing again and saying that I felt really bad that I made her uncomfortable and that I felt like a creep. I then said that I just wanted to tell her that and that if she doesn't want to see me again that's okay. Please don't be too hard on me. I know it's weird and cringe, but I'm still very new to dating and trying to figure stuff out. Dr. fucked up by asking a girl to kiss way too early into our date because I thought Ferris wheel meant time to kiss. I just ended up being creepy, sad face. Asking for a kiss is a million times better than just going for it without asking. Sounds like you handled it fine. You asked for consent, were not given it, and stopped there as you should. A little awkward but not really cringe. Don't beat yourself up about it. Dating is a learning experience and you can't expect to be an expert at reading people off the get-go. As well as everyone is different, so every date is different, which can make it really hard. You just gotta keep trying till you meet someone that their attraction and comfort aligns with yours, and then as long as you continue to be communicative of your intentions and open to them being shot down potentially, you're all good. Asking permission isn't cringe at all, it's showing respect. You seem like a nice guy, don't change that. Also, go easy on yourself, be kind. You didn't fup at all. It's alright.